Hey, good morning everybody. This is Shihan Khalil. Basically this morning I'm here with my boy Terrence. Come on over here, Terrence. It's my nephew Terrence. And we're about to do a basic video on the Glock 9mm, also the TAURUS PT111 Gen 2. Both guns have been safety checked. As you see, there's no bullets in the magazine. Gun has been cleared. Also with the TAURUS, no bullets in the magazine. Gun has been cleared. That's for you safety sallies out there that tend to be like, oh, I know he's not waving around a loaded weapon. No, we're not waving around a loaded weapon. Today we're going to do a video in basically 4 parts. I'd like to do the first video on how to break down each one of these weapons, what the capacity is of one of these weapons, and also how to put it back together. So you have a basic understanding of the general operation of it as far as maintenance, how to get into it and clean it, as well as how to reassemble it after you clean it. So I think I'll pause it right there, and basically, matter of fact, I'm not even going to pause it. Well, now that we know that the Glock 19, this is the magazine, it's been put in, magazine out, what you have here is a slide release. The slide release goes back, and what it does is it locks the slide of the weapon in place. This Glock 19 holds 15 in the magazine, and it holds 1 in the nose, but it can also hold a 17-round magazine, as well as what we call a happy magazine, which means it sticks about that far out your gun, but it's still a 32-round magazine. Basic assembly for, or disassembly for Glock magazine is to pull these 2 levers right here. There's one on each side. Basically, you pull the levers down, you let it go, and you pull the trigger. The slide will separate from what they call the receiver. This is the receiver, this is the slide. The slide is composed of a buffer spring, a barrel, let me get the barrel out for you, a barrel, and your slide. Same thing with this Gen 2 TAURUS, which is a very, very well put together gun. Same routine. Just a little bit, you pull those 2 releases, you let it go, you pull the trigger. Now you have the receiver for the TAURUS P211. You have the buffer spring, just like in the Glock, and you have the barrel, and you have the slide. Now, what happens is if you can see my desk, you'll see that the gun is in, basically, let me show you, pieces. It's all in pieces. Looks complicated, not that complicated, because we're about to throw all that together. And then I'm going to throw my boy Terrence in the lion's den, and he's going to do the same exact thing. Let me see if I can set this camera, which I will edit this part later. Help me out, T, with that, so you can stabilize that. Okay, upon putting the Glock back together, first thing you do is you pick up the slide. In the slide, you take the barrel, place the barrel in the little barrel hole, pull it back. You take the buffer spring, you put it into the little hole, and you basically press it down in place. Once you press it down in place, you slide it in these little tracks. Function check, function check, function check. Magazine will go in, it'll lock to the rear because there are no bullets, and you'll allow it to go to the front. Now the Glock is completely put back together. Same routine with the PT TAURUS 911. You will pick up the slide. You will put first in the barrel. Then you will put in the buffer spring. After the buffer spring is put in, you will slide it on the tracks. This tells me that the barrel is, the spring is not in right. Just hold on a second. There we go. Spring is incorrect. Now you take and you place the slide into the track. And when you rack it, you should hear a click. Also, it locks to the rear. When you lock it to the rear and you want to release the slide, there's a slide release. You slide release it, magazine in, magazine is in and there's no bullets, it should automatically lock to the rear till you release it. And that is how you disassemble and reassemble a Glock and also a PT TAURUS 911, which basically have the same breakdown. TAURUS PT11 comes with a manual safety, which is this little button right here. When it's red, it means it's hot. When it's up, it means it's not, which means you cannot pull that trigger. But the minute you heard that trigger release. It also has a nice trigger reset. What I mean by nice trigger reset is when you fire it, then I'm gonna let it go. Hold on. Now listen, it has a nice audible click. Listen to this. I held the trigger back. That means I can fire right from there. I don't got to make the trigger come all the way to the front. Awesome, awesome trigger reset. The Glock, same way. When you release the Glock, you fire it, you pull, watch all of this slack. All of that slack, boom. Now, when I pull it back and I reset it, watch the audible reset. That reset that you just heard means that you can obviously do a double tap, which is 2 shots at one time. Pop, 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 pop. Instead of going pow, 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 it's pap, 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 pap. Big difference. Okay, we're gonna pause that right there for a minute. Is it recording?
Hello, we're back.
Hey, we're back with Terrence. Terrence, now I want you to disassemble the Glock 19.
Here we have the Glock 19. Safety shows.
It's clear.
It's clear. Receiver in hand. Slide.
Buffer spring.
Buffer spring. Barrel. And you slide.
Let's see. Oh, yep. That's a basic strip down, right?
Basic
Okay.
strip down on the Glock
19 Gen 4.
19 Gen 4.
Now put it back together, Terrence.
Now first off, we get our slide. Barrel. That slides in place. You have your buffer spring. Buffer spring. You have your receiver. Slide. Set on track. Send.
Fire. Awesome. Awesome. Glock. Drop the magazine on that. Magazine empty. Put them both down. Obviously, that was awesome. Now, Millennium P Gen 2. Let me see how you deal with that.
Here we have our Gen 2. Weapon is clear. And we're going to drop the mag first.
Drop the mag, yes sir. Magazine drop.
Magazine drop.
Stop. Pinch back.
Pinch back.
Okay, you have.
And slide.
Okay.
Receiver down. Slide.
Buffer spring.
Buffer spring. And
Barrel.
and barrel.
And this is called what? A field strip?
This is field strip based for the PT111 TAURUS.
PT111 TAURUS Millennium Gen 2. Now, let me see you put that back together, Mr. T.
So we have a slide. Barrel. Slide the barrel in. Place in place. Buffer spring. Buffer spring in right. Grab your receiver. Set on track.
Fire in the safe direction.
Safety.
Up. Start it
Safe.
again. Fire in the safe direction. Awesome. Put it
Good
down.
to go.
Good to go. How easy was that?
Extremely easy.
Extremely easy. And as you can
One-
see, the PT111 is basically got the same body work and framework as the Glock 19. Only thing is, it has several different safeties. It has one safety, if you look at it right here, that's the manual safety. When it's on red, it's hot. That's the manual safety. When it's red, it's on hot. When it's up, it's safe. You can't pull the trigger. But it also has this little pin right here. And in this pin, it comes with a special key that if you turn the key, you can lock the weapon altogether, which renders it useless until someone returns that key back to a ready position so it can fire. This ends part one. This ends part one of me and my nephew Terrence going through the breakdown of the Glock 19 Gen 4 and also the PT111 Millennium. Our next take will be part two of this video. Will be on how to carry. You know, most people carry weapons, and you have what you call open carry, you have what you call concealed carry. I like to use the method dress to the gun, because you need to know how to dress to make your gun look either concealed, because concealed means if you don't want nobody to see it, they shouldn't see it at all. They shouldn't know you have a gun, no matter how many you have on. Open carry, obviously it has to be visible from three. Wear it on their 3 o'clock, which is your hip, so it can be seen from all three places, from your front, your back, and your side. Concealed weapon means just that, concealed. You shouldn't have a print. Nobody should know you have it. So part two of this video will be me and Terrence going